cover-up. It began in Roswell, New Mexico. Near White Sands and Alamogordo, Roswell was home base for many early tests of atom bombs and guided missiles. Here also, the practice of military stonewalling may have been perpetrated. The case began when Roswell businessman Dan Wilmot witnessed an amazing object over the town. His son tells the story.
This was their home in July of 1947, and it was one summer evening. They were sitting out here. Dad looked up in the west and saw an object that came down and had lights blinking, and it was rather frightening to him, but he said all of a sudden it seemed to rock a little bit and sort of counterbalanced itself, wiggle a little bit, then seemed to settle down and take off at a rapid rate of speed.
The Roswell incident remains one of the most debated and controversial events in modern history. The official story has shifted over the years, but those who were there tell a different tale. As conflicting narratives emerged, secrecy seemed to surround every aspect of the event, raising even more questions than answers. Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer responsible for the recovery operation, recalled the immediate efforts to suppress the truth.
General Ramey is the one who discussed or told the newspapers, the newsmen, what it was and to forget about it. It was nothing more than a weather observation balloon, of course, which we both knew differently.
The suppression of information is a recurring theme in accounts from Roswell. Witnesses who were present claimed that what they saw was unlike anything they had encountered before. Marcel himself described the strange debris recovered at the crash site, explaining that it defied conventional understanding.
We found a piece of metal about a foot and a half to 2 feet wide and about 2 or 3 feet long. Felt like you had nothing in your hands. It wasn't any thicker than the foil out of a pack of cigarettes. But the thing about that got me is that you couldn't even bend it, you couldn't dent it. Even with a sledgehammer would bounce off of it.
Despite official claims that the wreckage belonged to a weather balloon or experimental kite, researchers like Don Schmidt have uncovered testimonies that suggest otherwise. Many believe that the real story has been buried under decades of misinformation and strategic cover-ups.
Well, certainly the preponderance of eyewitness testimony, including, sadly, more and more deathbed confessions, all describing that what indeed did happen was something of an unearthly nature. We have to keep in mind that the Roswell Army Airfield at that time actually put out a press release where they claimed they had captured the real thing.
The idea that a flying saucer crashed in Roswell isn't just built on rumors. Eyewitnesses over the years have suggested that it wasn't only debris that was recovered, but something far more shocking. According to Dr. Stephen Greer, multiple extraterrestrial bodies were allegedly found at the site, with at least one survivor.
There were extraterrestrial bodies and one living. I know of one living ET taken from there. The third one, wasn't found, and I believe it's till 1951, up in the mountains going way northwest of Roswell, up in the mountains in New Mexico.
This claim aligns with another shocking revelation: government intimidation. Reports of men in black silencing witnesses have persisted for years. This raises further suspicion about what the authorities were trying to hide. If there was truly nothing unusual at Roswell, why go to such lengths to keep people quiet? Greer elaborates.
Many of the children of the eyewitnesses of Roswell, they spoke about, in layman's term, the men in black. These guys who came and they swore everybody the secret, and they took the alien survivors away, and they took all of the people.
Adding another layer to the mystery, some researchers believe Roswell was just one of many such incidents. According to historical records, reports of crashed UFOs and recovered materials were not uncommon around that time. As researcher Don Schmidt states, evidence suggests these sightings were concentrated in high-security areas.
It's ironic that the first atomic bomb was detonated in New Mexico just 2 years before, and all the captured German V-2 rockets were being tested at the White Sands Proving Grounds in New Mexico. So New Mexico was the hotbed of military research at that time. And according to the government's own research records, there were more UFO sightings in New Mexico than anywhere else at that time.
Over the years, fragments of strange materials have surfaced, fueling continued investigations into what truly happened. Some believe that these remnants hold clues to an advanced technology unknown to mankind. Schmidt describes one such finding.
The debris field specifically, there have been a number of fragments that have been recovered of mostly aluminum, but they also contain molybdenum, which is a hardening agent strictly for steel, not aluminum. And yet there it is. It shouldn't be there.
Some suggest that the technology at Roswell could have been recovered for study and possibly even reverse engineered. This theory is reinforced by whistleblowers who claim to have worked on top-secret projects involving such materials. Dr. Greer describes how classified government programs may have been investigating alien technology for decades.
You have to understand, I have debriefed over 1,000 men and women like this. And I have in my archive 755 of them. The others are ones who never wanted to give us their contact information. So I'm sort of have debriefed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people like this over the last, now, 30 years. But it's been a long path.
The secrecy surrounding Roswell raises speculation about whether the government was testing advanced technology or something far more alien. Greer offers a chilling possibility.
A radar system, you and I think of it as just something that sends out a beam and it bounces off the skin of an aircraft and you trace it. Those systems can also have an active directional energy warfare system attached to it or associated with it, either within the system or very nearby. So that when something is painted or tracked on radar, it's then hit with an electromagnetic weapon, a directional weapon.
The Roswell incident continues to captivate researchers and truth seekers alike. While the official narrative remains unchanged, the testimonies of those who were there paint a different picture, one of suppression, secrecy, and possibly extraterrestrial contact. Could it be that the greatest cover-up in history took place in 1947? We leave you with the words of Major Marcel.
It was not anything from this earth that I'm quite sure of, because being an intelligence officer, I was familiar with just about all materials used in aircraft and our air travel. This is nothing like that. It could not be. It could not have been.
What do you think really happened in Roswell? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.